my car, family pictures, etc. It's all in the stuff that was confiscated.
New developments tonight in a murder case against a man already on Florida's death row.
Plus, flooding concerns in the area following this weekend's big storms.
And on the one-year anniversary of the diverging diamond opening, we'll show you how effective it has been with congestion and crashes. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us.
First tonight, big storms earlier today adding to the flooding concerns here on the Suncoast.
You're looking live at our tower cam and weather radar right now. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert weather forecast. Bob.
Well, things are getting dicey already. We have flood warnings across parts of some of the rivers here along the Suncoast. On top of that, the steady stream of moisture continues right toward Florida. You can see that quite clearly with all this down here. This trough of low pressure is going to continue to stay pretty much right where it is, and that means another round of some heavy storms again on Tuesday and even into Wednesday, and then we may have to deal with a tropical system emerging at the tail end of this trough of low pressure by the weekend. The National Hurricane Center giving this only a 20% chance of developing over the next 5 days. Now, there's no chance of developing over the next couple of days due to the high shear, the strong winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere right now. There's two scenarios. Again, the GFS, or the Global Forecast System, has it moving more toward Florida, while the European has it moving more toward Louisiana and Alabama. But we're dealing with this heavy rainfall right now over a ground that's very saturated. So the rain that falls, and it is tropical downpours, just kind of washes off into the roadways, causing all sorts of treacherous driving conditions. You can see that rain has really picked up now along I-275, stretching down through Palmetto, Bradenton, into Rabonia, as well as out to State Road 64 and I-75. We had one lightning strike there. We haven't seen a lot of lightning with these cells, but boy, the rainfall rates have been heavy. And when you get a rainfall rate above 1.5 inches per hour, it creates dangerous driving conditions. You can't see very well because the rain is just so heavy at times. Again, that rain extends all the way from Manatee Avenue southward to Elwood Park, as well as Samoset getting some rain. Onico still raining heavy there, but not nearly as heavy as it is in Palmetto, Bradenton, stretching northward. And all the rain that was around earlier here has since moved out into the Gulf of Mexico, though still some light rainfall down south. And we are looking at that rain continuing to be a problem across parts of west portions of Manatee County. More on our weather coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Well, with all the rain we've had recently, some local utility departments are concerned that the change from extreme dry to extreme wet may damage infrastructure, specifically underground water main pipes. That could lead to more water main breaks over the next few weeks. Because as more water falls, the ground shifts, and that causes pipe breaks.
Water fills all the void spaces and the pores and the sand and the shell and all those things, and things move. They move a little bit.
The City of Venice says their utility workers are on high alert to respond to any breaks that could occur, especially with more wet weather expected throughout this week. A man who sits on death row for a Manatee County murder facing a judge in Sarasota County today regarding evidence that could link him to a separate murder.
Delmer Smith asking a judge for his property back after it was seized as evidence nearly a decade ago. But after new DNA evidence just linked Smith to a second murder, this one in Sarasota, there are some items the prosecution is not ready to give up. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick was in the courtroom today and joins us now live from outside the Sarasota County Judicial Center with what the judge decided. Jess?
Jacqueline, Scott, it was a unique situation in court today as Delmer Smith represented himself. He had no attorney as he asked the judge to give him his vehicle and other personal items back, despite the fact that he's sentenced to life in prison and awaiting the death row for a murder that he was convicted of back in 2012. Today, Delmer Smith asked a judge to have the state return personal property that was seized for evidence when he was arrested back in 2009 for a series of home invasion and aggravated battery charges. The state agreed to give back his vehicle, watches, and iPods. However, the state argued that it needs to keep at least a dozen cameras and video recorders, along with several computers that's in the state's possession. The prosecutor telling the judge those items could provide evidence linking Smith to the 2009 murder of Georgianne Smith. Smith was just charged with that murder in January after DNA linked him to the crime.
A lot of the stuff that was confiscated, for example, like my vehicle, it's included in here. family pictures, legal work, like credit cards, helmets, stuff, just miscellaneous stuff.
Smith agreed to allow the state to have those items that they requested for at least 3 months. He is expected to go on trial in July for the murder of Georgianne Smith. He is also expected to have an attorney at that trial. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you. Happening now, City of Sarasota commissioners are meeting to discuss several pending projects. They've been meeting all afternoon, and earlier today they voted 4-1 in favor of extending the hours of when School Avenue will be shut down to all vehicles, pedestrians, and bicycle riders. The street that runs through the middle of the Sarasota High School campus will now be closed from 6:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night during school days. Previously, it had been closed only from 6:30 to 2:30 in the afternoon. School safety, the main reason for this change.
Well, this was an issue of school safety, and people are demanding action on school safety at this time, and I was happy to be a part of some change that I think will benefit the students and create a safer environment for them to go to high school.
The School Avenue changes won't take effect until the new school year starts in August. Vice Mayor Jen Ahern Koch was the only commissioner who voted against the extended time. Also on the agenda for tonight, the potential to allow ice cream trucks in city neighborhoods and the latest draft of plans for Sarasota's Bayfront. Find out what commissioners decide coming up tonight at 11. Still to come in your Suncoast News, the cost of adding functioning cameras to the city of Sarasota now that we know some of them don't work.
Plus, the diverging diamond 1 year later, why some still think more work needs to be done.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Peterson Toyota of Sarasota offers hundreds of models to choose from. And now you can take your shopping experience to the next level with SRQ Plus. You'll love its added benefits exclusively at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota or toyotaofsarasota.com.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
A follow-up now on a story we told you about last week. We now know how many surveillance cameras in Sarasota are not working. The city of Sarasota says the 66 cameras in the city were installed as early as 2010. As many as 10 of those are not functioning properly. Many of the cameras are inoperable due to new construction, tree growth, wireless connectivity issues, and some of the cameras were actually vandalized. The Sarasota Police Department has been in charge of the cameras since they were put in place 8 years ago, but it is in talks with city leaders to pass along that responsibility to the city's Human Resources Department.
From a police department perspective, that's great for us because I don't want a police officer managing cameras and buying them and where to place them and all that. I want police officers doing police work.
The Sarasota Police Department says it will cost thousands to repair those existing cameras and add new cameras with more advanced technology. The city is proposing $150,000 in next year's budget to restore the camera system and also designate a full-time employee to oversee that program.
Last October, the World Rowing Championships brought in more than $23 million in economic impact to the area. Now Nathan Benderson Park is looking at its next major rowing event. It happens this weekend to jumpstart what organizers say is a sport that's growing in popularity. It's the first time the NCAA Division I, II, and III Women's Rowing Championships will be held at this venue.
There's people from Yale, Texas, Duke, all sorts of different places, Stanford.
Benderson Park will host the NCAA Women's Rowing Championships again in 2020 and 2021.
Well, another day of storms expected tomorrow. Up next, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will tell us how long we can expect that rain to last.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7.
We've been following breaking news for you. A shooting that took place.
There is a person of interest.
We are looking at a rainmaker, this cluster of clouds heading toward the state of Florida.
Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
It's been a stormy, week and a half now? 2
Yeah,
weeks?
it seems like it. And it make it worse, too. What we're talking about is the possibility of a tropical low. You're going to be hearing a lot about it on social media and everything. It's not going to be a significant tropical system if it were to develop, because the water temperatures are still just marginal right now. A little bit further west, a little warmer, but there's a lot of shear going on, so it's poorly organized. If it gets into the Gulf, there's a small chance that it could develop into a tropical depression or a tropical storm on Friday and Saturday. We'll get to that in a minute, but there's enough twist in the atmosphere to spin one of these up. Get a look, a funnel cloud near the old Salty Dog. Amy Blair getting this one. This is out there by, again, Longboat Key, and it looks like that funnel never reaching the ground, so it was classified just as a funnel. Had it gone down into the water or on land, it would have been classified as a tornado. They also spotted that at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport as well. Get a look at our tower cam, and you can see I'm going to stop it right about the same time, around 2:20 this afternoon, as there were storms moving on through, and just above the buildings to the left, you start to see some of that low-hanging cloudiness right there, and this possibly could be it right there, one of these developing into a funnel as it made its way to the northeast. Then the heavy rains came, and obviously those rains causing all sorts of headaches for drivers and commuters. Looks like we'll see similar conditions again tomorrow. Now, here's some rainfall estimates since Saturday now. I just started it from Saturday to kind of give you a total, a running total, up to 5 inches right there near I-75 and Clark Road, and also extending up 4.1 inches into southern portions of Manatee County Parish, or close to it, up to 3 inches of rainfall. Now, these are estimates. Just in the Gulf Gate area, I got a report from Weather Watcher there, reporting 2.5 inches just today. Now, flood warnings are in effect for some of the rivers, as they typically are during the summer months. Not now, but we're getting that. Flood warning for the Manatee River at the Myakka Head, just barely above flood stage. Also, Horse Creek in DeSoto County, some flooding going there. And that could be a concern, especially over the weekend, if that tropical low gets closer to us. But regardless of that, we continue to see this line of low pressure. And at the end of this line, we're going to see some development, and that's what's going to eventually emerge into the Gulf. And there are two rules of thought there. We'll show you them in a minute. But until then, we get a lot of heavy rainfall, regardless, due to the daytime heating, and then showers and storms developing along the convergence front like we're seeing right now. And boy, this rain's been heavy into Bradenton, Palmetto, up to Rabonia, and along I-275. There are treacherous driving conditions. It's not moving much either, and rainfall rates up to about 1.5 inches to almost 2 inches an hour there are going to cause some ponding of the roadways as far as that water goes. So driving not advisable right now, especially in northwestern portions of Manatee County. Now, the futurecast is showing this rainfall again moving off to the northwest tonight, then it kind of quieting down. We will see calm conditions overnight and tomorrow morning for the drop-off and for your commute, not a problem. But tomorrow afternoon and evening, similar conditions with showers and storms developing. Some of those could produce some locally heavy rainfall. The atmosphere is just so juiced up right now. I mentioned the water temperatures. For us, in the upper 70s, it has to be 80 degrees or above for tropical systems to really get going. We have that in the middle part of the Gulf of Mexico. Currently, we have rain at 74 degrees now at the airport, the humidity at 90%, 97%, and you can see the forecast tomorrow calling for those afternoon and evening storms. And as far as the satellite and radar imagery goes, continuing to show that steady stream of moisture our way. As far as the overall forecast goes, here's the GFS model showing that low pressure tracking right into west central Florida, but this could change. And it wouldn't be a very organized system at that, but windy conditions could really be a big possibility there. As far as boating is concerned, southeast winds tomorrow at 10 to 15 knots, although it says Saturday, that is for Tuesday. The extended forecast, elevated rain chances right through Friday and Saturday. These are the days we'll have to watch pretty closely as we head into Memorial Day weekend. Could see some pretty heavy weather around. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Well, today marks 1 year since Suncoast drivers were first encouraged to ease traffic woes by legally driving on the wrong side of the road.
The diverging diamond at University Parkway and I-75 was Florida's first, with 3 more now in various stages of development across Sarasota County. ABC7's Erica Jackson shows us how well the diverging diamond is working to cut down on crashes and congestion.
Last year's bumper-to-bumper traffic along University Parkway has given way to this, much less congestion. Traffic officials credit what they're calling the most efficient type of interchange.
Serena Samuels says it now takes half the time it used to get to work from Lakewood Ranch.
Now it's a lot easier. Everybody kind of knows where it's supposed to go.
and she gives the diverging diamond all the credit.
You're waiting maybe a minute, and then you're right on the interstate.
The traffic flow in the area, both on the interstate and on University, is night and day compared to what it was before we began.
1 year ago, drivers saw more brake lights than open road. But when we traveled the interchange during Monday morning rush hour, heading west on University, it took us just over 2 minutes to get from Lakewood Ranch to the University Town Center.
You had routine backups, especially at rush hour, where cars backed up on the off-ramps onto the interstate, backing up, blocking the travel lanes on the interstate, and really the same thing at University as well.
Zach Birch with the Florida Department of Transportation says the $75 million project is responsible for the drastic reduction in crashes. According to the Florida Highway Patrol, officers responded to 51 crashes in the year before the diamond opened, and just 24 since.
With good signage and the outreach that we did, it's really been sort of not really an issue in terms of the confusion.
When you're driving it, you don't realize that you're in something that is that different because it works very smoothly.
Sarasota Manatee Metropolitan Planning Organization Director David Hutchinson monitored the project closely from beginning to end and concedes that the innovation of the diverging diamond can still be a problem.
There is a possibility that people can be confused because it's different.
1 year later, some motorists still find themselves driving the diamond with a close eye on other vehicles.
If they're supposed to get on the interstates or if it ends up being a turn lane. So there are different times where cars all of a sudden will slam on their brakes right in front of you.
FDOT is considering more signage to keep wrecks like this one from happening. 2 drivers died last month when one of them entered I-75 northbound on an exit ramp. That driver traveled a mile going the wrong way before hitting another car head-on.
If there's improvements that we can make to the interchange to prevent wrong-way drivers or other accidents, that we do that.
Even with the unique pattern, traffic officials are confident drivers can get to their final destinations safely.
If people slow down, pay attention, use heads-up driving, focus on the driving, then they can arrive alive.
Now it's time to make the area more visually appealing. FDOT is spending another $1.5 million to landscape the area. That will mean some nightly lane closures starting next month. Reporting in Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Erica, thank you. The Metropolitan Planning Organization expects to see more traffic along I-75 in Sarasota, Manatee counties in the next few years.
The Florida Department of Transportation is already planning more diverging diamonds at the Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Road interchanges.
Florida Department of Transportation also has plans for three new roundabouts in Bradenton. They say those roundabouts are proven to be safer alternative to typical intersections, so staff have proposed 3 more for State Road 64 at Lorraine Road, Rye Road, and Grayhawk Road. In the meantime, FDOT installed a temporary light at Rye Road. Before it was there, the employees at a nearby businesses say there was an accident at least once or twice a week there.
I guess they need to come and spend one day right there at the light, at that corner. And they're gonna see if we don't have that traffic light, that is not a good idea to take the light away again, no, because they're probably gonna see at least one accident.
The roundabout at Rye Road is already scheduled to start construction later this year. FDOT has scheduled a hearing for tomorrow to hear the public's opinion on the ones at Grayhawk and Lorraine. It is at the Bayside Community Church beginning at 5 p.m. We'll be right back.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Jeep Celebration event. Shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
My first job was in sports, and I was so thrilled just to be working in this business. I simply love covering this area. It has been my home for more than 40 years, and now it's wonderful that I can raise my family here as well. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
Caught on camera, what some may consider a heroic effort by a waiter at a popular Suncoast restaurant. Take a look at this waiter at Sharky's on the pier in Venice, giving his customers quite a show yesterday when a snake slithered onto the beach sand. Dylan Baston grabbed the snake with his bare hands. He then used a plastic claw to move the snake away from the customers and into a grassy area. An employee at the restaurant tells us he has had snakes before and is comfortable with them. An ABC7 viewer suggests that it could be a Florida Eastern coach whip. I don't know. I think I probably would have been very scared to see that on the beach.
Yeah. The storm's going to continue around, and speaking of critters, sometimes when they get flooding, you know, they come out of their little holes there, so look out. Heavy rain still continuing now over northern Manatee County, and that's going to move off to the north. There's still a chance for some evening showers, not as widespread though.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Thank you for joining us. World News Tonight is next.
We'll see you again at 11. Have a good night.